Maybe you get something else right now and put the Phoenix on position 5. It's not unheard of, you know. Phoenix on position 5 is actually a bit easier than you just know that you're focusing on farm. You're not focusing on harassing, whereas the Mars can actually offer some kill potential. Oh, they'll go for the puck immediately, which actually isn't the best hero against the Kunkka, at least when it comes to laning. Using the phase shift to dodge the Tidebringer, nope, not gonna happen unless you're a genius at this game, which we might have some of those in this game, but the Kunkka probably isn't gonna fall for that one. But either way, the thing that I wanted to point out before this game even started, there's the Hoodwink, so it is gonna be a position 4 Hoodwink and probably a 5 Phoenix. The thing I wanted to kind of touch upon is that I think this is gonna be a much more of a quality series than the previous one. HYDRA, they did change their players. If I'm not mistaken, Asgold is the only one that has been that has stayed in this team from the previous season, but Nemiga have stayed together. Apart from their mid laner, now they have a new one, Monreal, who I don't know, so I have no idea how good he is. But Chosen One still staying with Nemiga. This guy has been with the team for like a billion years. I remember screaming against him in Nemiga. He had the same picture on his team like 6 years ago. Okay, maybe that's too much. 5 years ago, pretty much. So this guy has been with this team, with this organization for a very long time. He has been leading this team in the previous DPC. They actually almost made it to Division 1. There was a tiebreaker. So Nemiga, I think they're going to be bringing the heat here. And HYDRA, these are some names that I know from pubs. Koval is actually known as a very, very good IO player. That is why the Wisp got banned out in the first phase immediately.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, well, it's always good, you know, when you have a roster that's been stuck together for so long, because you build up a lot of reliance on people in that way. You just instinctively know what they're gonna do, and you can like preemptively guess that and then work off of it to, you know, create some really good synergy. So it's always nice to see when squads do stick together for a really long time. One thing I will like to point out is that the 3 opening heroes from HYDRA are just, they bring so much team fight to the table. There's a lot of control. So even if Nemiga wanted to play the disengage game, so they, you know, as soon as you see Phoenix Egg, you run away, you don't want to try and deal with it. The fact that there's a Mars Arena and a Dream Coil that can just connect onto everyone, make sure that they are stuck in that egg explosion radius, it's going to be extremely awkward for Nemiga to take those big 5-on-5 fights. Unless, of course, Nemiga gets some insane initiation. Like you said, Shadow Shaman Hex on towards the Phoenix mid-dive would put an immediate stop to that, but definitely feels like HYDRA, they're going to have a slight advantage when the laning phase finishes and we start to see those big old engagements.
We have different lineups here for sure. So when you look at Nemiga, the only thing you think about is timing. We're going to be so strong that the enemies cannot kill us, and we're going to get to that point very fast because our heroes farm really fast. We have heroes to push out the towers, and suddenly we just come to a fight. The enemies use their spells perfectly, but we pop BKBs and we win. That is their lineup. With of course the Shadow Shaman being there as the X factor, catching the puck in the split push. On the other hand, you have HYDRA. HYDRA's lineup is gonna try to fight until their enemies get those BKBs, gonna try to get those towers down so they want level 6s as fast as possible, and they want the fights to start with them initiating in the Hoodwink, just bursting someone down. If they manage to do that, then you can actually win the fight with all of these ultis. If they don't do that, that is why their lineup is also really great. Why I like both of these lineups is because they have this hero that is gonna allow them to get that burst off on one, and then you have this big team fight that is gonna continue, so the enemies won't overwhelm you with just their numbers and damage. And now HYDRA, they go for a Monkey King, which I can't say I like too much. You have a lot of lockdown for him to dish out the damage, but now Nemiga can respond properly with just a hero that's gonna beat him in the lane. With that, secure that their offlaner is actually having a solid time, and suddenly you have the space for these cores to fight. And there it is. Enigma deals well with the monkey, and it actually kind of deals with this team fight quite nicely. Usually you look at the Phoenix as a good Enigma counter, but right now HYDRA is gonna have to start off the fights with the Phoenix Egg just to make sure that the Enigma can't go in. If you don't do it, Enigma can use the black hole, and then the others can just focus on the egg.
Yeah, it's all like a double trifecta there. Like you say, it's good for the team fights and the fact that it just lanes so easily versus the Monkey King. Like those Eidolons are just gonna make last hitting pretty damn awkward there for Rary. Obviously, we will see how that lane actually ends up going down here. Yeah, the Monkey King versus TA matchup. Obviously, the Monkey King doesn't have any real decent ways of removing the refraction charges there, but I guess he's just going to be quite reliant on like the Phoenix, Fire Spirit, Sunray to do it, or even the Bushwhack from the Hoodwink is a relatively decent means at removing those charges. So yeah, he's going to have to make sure he can always have the backup of his teammates before he tries to go for any sort of plays on towards the TA herself. But yeah, it's quite awkward. It feels like whichever team has the best initiation will just come ahead in those team fights. Like either the Shadow Shaman gets really good Hex initiation onto the Phoenix or the Puck, or if HYDRA, you know, they can immediately pick off the Shaman and then get the lockdown with the Puck Mars with the egg on top. It's, I don't know, it feels very coin flippy to me, in all honesty.
Well, in my mind, I would lean towards Nemiga. The reason for that is because HYDRA, they don't take towers too easily, and the stronger early team fight is on the side of Nemiga, and Nemiga can fight more often just because of the boat and because of the tombstone. You don't have good ways to kill the tombstone. You are gonna lose one hero to the boat. So in my mind, if HYDRA aren't able to open up the map, especially the mid lane tower, the mid lane tower is important for them in this match because the mid lane tower allows you to gank. The top lane tower or the enemy safe lane tower allows you to take a chunk of the map. The mid lane tower allows you to gank. The thing that they need to do is gank. Mars gets a blink, Puck gets a Witchblade, the Hoodwink just runs around, and they just constantly pressure their heroes. If they're unable to do that, and I just don't see them getting the mid lane tower down that easily just because of the massive fight of Nemiga, it's gonna be very, very tough for them later on in the game. Especially Kiritich gets a BKB, Montreal gets a BKB. That's gonna be around the 20th minute mark. Suddenly you are helpless, literally helpless. The Phoenix uses Diag, they just use BKBs, run towards them. If anyone dares to protect it, there's just gonna be a Enigma jumping in with a blink black hole, BKB black hole, whatever the case. So I'm definitely leaning towards the Nemiga, and I think HYDRA needs to create chaos on the map in the early mid game if they want this win.
Yeah, I mean, that is something that Puck definitely excels at doing. You know, it's a very annoying, elusive hero. Will always just constantly jump into the back lines and cause havoc. But yeah, the Shaman always going to be one of those good counters to it. A Hex or a Shackle will put an immediate stop to Arsgold, and then the easy connection from everybody else from Nemiga will just kill the Puck pretty easily. So it's going to come down to positioning. Look at these teams. They're like right on top of each other. The only reason they knew they were there is because a little sentry ward just appears inside the little ravine, and immediately HYDRA have to back on out. I mean, that might be an indication for Nemiga as well that there is a high ground ward here, because it's very rarely that a team will put themselves into that sort of position and not have that high ground vision advantage. So, you know, if they get that read, there might just be an easy peasy D-ward there for Nemiga. Yep. Vansko will grab the bottom bounty rune, so it's just going to be a 2-for-2 split in that as well.
It's not much happening there. I like the point you made about the ward. They're not gonna check because they probably don't know where exactly it is, but yeah, they could have assumed that it is on the left side on the river. They just plays the sentry into the river and probably would have found that one. But still, either way, so it's gonna be a even start to the game. Other than that sentry being denied, so it is. It means that the TA will be having a solid time in the mid lane against the Puck. Obviously going to be that way, but still you are also going to have the side camp to farm.
For the temple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing about a TA. Always got to be worried about just farming those stacks, which is why they went for the instant sentry ward on towards the ancient camp. Like, they just do not want to allow Montreal, to just rack up super easy CS, because Sideblades is a pretty strong spell.
Yeah, and you have two heroes that are gonna be farming the Ancients plus the Undying that can help with the Tombstone. So you don't want that to happen. And with Nemiga, you can look at their heroes, and yeah, they're not greedy in a sense that okay, the Kunkka and the TA need a lot of farm, but they both farm really fast. So going from camp to camp is gonna be a big deal. And if you suddenly don't have a camp, you're kind of in no man's land. You're not doing anything around the map. So I like that idea from HYDRA. Blocking out the camps is also also another approach you can take, and then force Nemiga into maybe fights that they otherwise wouldn't want to take.
Yeah, it's very, very true. So how early do you think a rotation's gonna have to come out here from Arsgold? Like, do you think as soon as he hits his 6, or and like try and make a move onto one of the side lanes, or can he just sort of feel a bit more chill, just sit in the mid lane, get his own farm on the go, not really feel too pressured to try and make moves?
So once you get level 6, you are always looking at the part of the map that you can TP to. You are never gonna run towards the side lanes. But if you get a rune, the best one is the haste, because then the enemies can't run away fast enough. Then sometimes you're gonna make a rotation. But as soon as he gets level 6, we're gonna be seeing any kind of aggression from Nemiga kind of stop.
Yeah. Already we can see the laning prowess of a Enigma in the laning phase. Obviously, the CS is still pretty good there for Rary, but 8 denies already online for the Chosen One. Just so easy to mitigate a large portion of like the experience and gold that does go into the hands of the enemy positioned one. You know, like 8 creeps. That's a fair chunk of experience just on its own.
Probably some of the denies are the Eidolons as well, but that is a big deal, especially with the Phoenix being a very experience hungry hero. Also, nice thing to point out is that he did get the pull off, but Kicked isn't gonna be able to do much. Still, you know, Phoenix, until he gets level 3, he is incapable of doing anything. His fire spirits do almost no damage, so it's just gonna be a tough lane for Ahri. Even though you have the Boundless Strike to kind of go for the Eidolons, it's still... Oh, Kicked.
Yeah, oh, that's a very aggressive dive. What was that about? And Rary's actually going to start getting aggressive himself right here. Maybe bit off more than he could chew.
He wants to die
No,
as well.
there's not going to be enough lockdown. Just sort of, yeah, why not? A support died, may as well join him.
That's what friends
It's an interesting strat.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know. It's, HYDRA, though, they're all relatively new. Maybe not that experienced together. Oh. The Shaman, he actually goes and denies himself to the tier 2. Did Kick respawn in time to get the experience, though?
Yeah.
Because he did TP to the tier 2.
Yeah, that's a big deal, actually. Once the Phoenix gets level 3, that's when he actually starts dishing out the damage. And if he was level 3 there, the Shadow Shaman probably would have died even before going to Tower Deny. So Kick is going to be quite happy with that. He brings out the salve. Rory was the one who actually gave him the info that the Shadow Shaman was going for a deny. And with the Shadow Shaman not making a different route, let's say towards the mid lane, tier 2, it was obvious where he was going to go. So Kick, he gets a nice influx of experience, and now with the creeps dying here, he's gonna finally be level 3. But the lane we haven't talked about is the bottom one, where Mars is actually having a decent time considering that your opponent is a Kunkka.
Yeah, 23 and 4 to 20 and 2, just coming out slightly ahead right there. I guess just Koval was able to make enough space, keeping Vanscore distracted, because normally Mars absolutely hates playing Verse and Undying, just constantly getting decayed up. You're never really tanky enough to just, you know, stand at the front and not really care about who right-clicks you. But apparently, just not really threatened. I mean, it's very, very rare. Ooh. Rary. Ooh, does get some of the mischief dodge of the damage, but actually, yeah, just about able to make himself away. Very close.
That was super close, but coming back to that bottom lane that you were just talking about, yeah, I kind of think it's Kowal that made all of this happen, as you mentioned, getting the Undying away. And when you look at the Mars and the Kunkka and their base damage, you're gonna see that Mars is just a hero that's gonna come out ahead naturally in terms of CS. Plus, I don't know why, but all of these new heroes that get brought into the game have this amazing animation. Mars, of course, he's not brand new, but you can still put him in the pack with the newer heroes of Dota.
Yeah, for sure. What was he? He was the third most recent. Was it third?
Yeah.
Second?
Marcy and
Did Void Spirit come out after him?
I
think Hoodwink as well.
Yeah, Hoodwink. Okay, fourth. But Void Spirit, no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I suppose on the grand scheme of the Dota 2 timeline, it would still be new.
This timeline is long, and it is definitely nice and cool. But still, as I said, it should be a bit of a better approach. You can see again that we have between the teams. We can see again that we have this relative ceasefire at the in the first 7 minutes. It is never going to change, and I'm looking forward to a team that kind of breaks the meta. And very soon we're gonna be seeing teams going ham on each other, and especially because Enigma, he has a black hole. This is a dead monkey.
Yeah, that is extremely early. Monkey only level 4 when the Chosen One, now halfway to his 7. This guy is having a fantastic game right now. Sure, he's not like top of CS or anything, but that is just such a quick ulti. And now Reri, he's going to have to be really scared about coming back into this lane. Like level 3 of the Eidolons, those things hurt a lot. I mean, there is obviously a 3-minute window here until Black Hole is actually back up again. But still, like, he's just going to be on edge constantly.
This is where...
Which ain't good.
This is where the puck rotations should be coming out if Chosen One kind of steps too far forward. But Rari again.
Just help out there from the shackles. Actually, still thinking about pushing forwards. That's not enough damage there with the Sunray. Shaman is away. Oh, meanwhile, just got the back end of that. Vanscourt does end up dying. Obviously, it was the Dream Call committal there for Arscold to guarantee the kill. And actually, Koval getting the final touch there. Maybe a slight little kill steal away from his mid laner, but, you know, it doesn't really matter.
Kicked over the trap.
Assist gold is good.
Mid lane?
Ooh, that's a really nicely placed one. Kick. Just so slow. That slow lasts forever. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that trap has been set there for a long time, just waiting for a bird to get caught in it. He just went there to poke at the Ancients, understandably so. You want to slow that one down. It didn't work out. I was looking towards HYDRA and like, okay, if they come out of the laning stage stronger, they can actually delay the timing of Nemiga. But you lose the laning stage heavily, I would say. Look at the difference in net worth between the cores. And now... in that deficit, you need to be playing aggressive. It is never easy to do so. Ascold, I'm looking towards this puck. Luckily for him, he has a haste rune. As soon as he gets his coil back, which is in a few seconds, you want to see the moves happening. You need to make sure that the Mars at least has a good game, so that ICQ can help you with those movements. Because if you don't make that happen, if you don't open up the map just a little bit, it's gonna be problematic. The TA and the Kunkka are gonna start farming up a storm, and for now, there is no pressure coming out from HYDRA.
Yeah, definitely have to start ramping up that. But like we were saying in the draft, all of those big sort of ultimates can easily be used just net free kills. Despite the fact you may be behind on some items, just like an arena spear with a dream coil, an egg, it's more than enough to grab a free kill on anyone that you do come across. So we'll see how early they're going to commit themselves to actually try and hunt for that grab. Maybe they'll just wait for ICQ's blink, but I mean, he's still another like 1900 gold away from it, so it's not like it's going to be out anytime soon. And yeah, Arscold really wants to use this Dream Call while it's up, because amongst all those ultis, 75 seconds is a pretty short cooldown. But just can't quite seem to find anybody with it, though.
It's, you know, 10 minutes in, 3... Oh, TA?
Oh, they decide to drop it now. The fraction charges aren't there. They got a lot of damage. The TP coming in there from Vanscore. And they just have to back on off. Arscold does actually also get the Arcane Rune, but at the same time, Kictor does end up dropping there. Free kill for the old Shaman.
The thing I was trying to say is, you know, 10 minutes in, usually you can't say it with only a 2k gold lead, but things are looking grim for HYDRA because they're not slowing down the item progression from Nemiga whatsoever. And ICQ, he went for all of these stat items, soldering double bracers and phase boots. In my mind, this is a bracer, the brown boots and the blink. You need to start fighting as soon as possible. And even the mid lane tower of HYDRA is going to take some solid damage, not too significant, I guess, but still. ICQ, when he gets his blink, there's already gonna be a halfway there on the Deso for the TA. You're already gonna be having at least one item for the Kunkka. It's gonna be the armlet, and then working into the BKB. And what does the Chosen One want? Okay, he has a Midas. That is so cocky, but I think that he runs away with it no problem in this one.
Yeah, even gets the free tower on top of that, so he's just got a pretty free game right now, doing whatever the hell he wants. Is also going for the blink next, and then it will be the BKB. As soon as he gets that BKB, there's not really any real ways they could stop it. Actually, while talking about that, Kirich actually ends up getting picked out from a 3-man move there from HYDRA. Finding that Kunkka is a very nice pickup indeed to stall out his game. Gives Rary a little opportunity to try and recover a bit. Even going to poke onto Vanscore. The freshly completed sharpshooter there from Koval grabbing a second kill. And going to be able to tickle onto the tier 1. One thing I wanted to say is it's very, very rare nowadays to see the first snake usage used for a tower. Like it feels exclusively there just to get that first Roche kill, but interesting that he decided to drop it for that objective instead. Nice EQ in this mid. 4 heroes here from HYDRA, so they want to try and pressure this tier 1. The Glyph holds it back for now, but they're not going to be forced away just yet. But Nemiga, they're going to respond by bringing heroes en masse in themselves. They've got the X-Mark initiation there on towards the Mars. Dive falls there for the Phoenix, does have the egg to pop, and the silence actually there for Mask with the backlines. Lands onto 2 with the Dream Core Arena, with the egg. It's all just coming together here from HYDRA. They got the perfect lockdown. Down goes the Shaman. Vanscore's in some trouble, which actually so damn tanky. ICQ's actually the one having to run away right now. Arskull poking and prodding from the sidelines with his skills. ICQ just about able to get burnt down there. Chosen One, he's silenced up. He wants to use that black hole, but he's just too damn low to really use it now. He will drop. Koval, one final right click from Monreal there off to the side. Does find the squirrel, but as it stands, just about a slight advantage there for HYDRA, I think. Yeah, a 3 for 2.
They should be quite happy with this. They should be quite happy with this. So what happened there was a slight mistake from Nemiga. The Kunkka staying on the bottom lane after the bottom tower has fell. With that tower falling, you have to assume that there's going to be an invasion in that part of the map. So you place a ward there, you wait for the enemies to show up with their smoke, and then you go there. Or you try to make a move on the top lane with your cores. Now they're going to go for the Roche. This I like a lot more, especially with the spells being down. But then, what does HYDRA do? They just go towards the mid lane. There's no Kunkka. That's the main team fight of Nemiga. As soon as the Kunkka comes back, I thought that HYDRA was going to go back, but they thought they could win that fight, and they were definitely right. Phoenix, Hextop, but the Roche is already gone.
Yeah, nice Aegis advantage. Now, boat can land. The Wukong's Commando does get committed for rare, but he gets dragged on back in. The Sunray's going to be healing him up, and it should be actually be able to sustain him through all of this. Monreal has to escape to the north. They get the lockdown. Yeah, he's going to be able to try and tank his way up. Oh, this Wukong's doing so much work on the entirety of Nemiga, but still, Rary, he just cannot survive. He is going to drop. They do kill the first life there of the TA. And it looks like Nemiga will just take that victory and back on out, but it looks like HYDRA, though, maybe they were setting up to make something. Nice 2-man bushwhack, but is there really enough follow-up? Yes, there is. In comes the Mars. He gets a 3-man connection. There is going to be the black hole there, but the Sunray, it kills him. It's keeping ICQ alive. Finally, the Mars drops, but it doesn't even matter. Nemiga has sustained heavy losses here, and it looks like HYDRA, they are themselves going to back out now, accepted the victory, or are they? Egg just gets dropped. The bushwhack, the tree, it got cut down, so they can't keep the egg alive. Vanscore will get traded, and now Mariel and Kirich in a 2 versus 3 situation. Koval again just gets taken out from this TA. Rary actually just respawning because this fight's been going on so long.
He didn't pop the region.
They're two the main cause. No one carries detection. Oh, actually, Torrent hold them back. Oh, that meld strike nearly immediately killing onto the puck, and then the Hex onto Rary, trying to get his way up to the trees, but he can't find it. With Kirich, he actually just mistoggles the armlet there. He ends up dying, but they do get the kill. And now in comes ICQ again. He's respawned off this, gets a fantastic spear back into the tower. Arskull's trying to do the damage on towards the TA. He's silenced, but he's just able to get the refraction up. The shackles there from the Shaman, keeping them all at bay. Maybe Mariel can actually escape from this. He's burned into the fire spirits. He will survive with 20 HP, and as well, the Shaman actually just about surviving, but now the Chosen One with the blink tag, he jumps back on in, kills kicked, and now Koval, he will fall back, and the fight is finally over. Oh my days.
Koval made the mistake there. He used... they did cut down the tree, as you said, in that fight, but he could have gotten all 3 of them. He first used the bushwhack, it stopped, and then he used the acorn shot, and then they cut down the tree. So even if they didn't, the bushwhack wouldn't have connected because he made a mistake. That would have made it amazing for HYDRA, but either way, this is the way that you play against a heavy farming lineup. You constantly fight. I like what HYDRA did, because now, even though their spells are are on cooldown. They're gonna be coming back very, very soon. We can see the egg being there in 20 seconds, and you could say, but he used it in the previous fight that just ended. Sure, but that was a very, very long fight. And during that engagement, though, good thing for Nemiga is that their middle lane tower didn't fall, which is gonna allow their cores to continue farming. Once the BKBs are out, these kind of fights, they're just gonna be one-sided. So you need to delay those timings as much as possible and get that Monkey King into fighting shape, which Rari definitely isn't in. Look at him. He's just so sad in terms of net worth.
Yeah, he's still yet to complete his first major item. It looked like he was thinking about going for the Echo Saber, but he's decided to change his mind and go for Maelstrom, unless he's got the Ogre Axe. Okay, yeah, okay. He's got it completed. And then going in for the Maelstrom next, just a bit of extra damage. Most of the time, you generally see like a second item BKB, but versus the Enigma, maybe it's just not worth getting versus the Black Hole potential. But I feel like it's still going to be quite important to avoid all the lockdown that the Shaman brings on in.
Yeah, I would actually like him to jump on the Shaman, use Boundless Strike, Wukong's command, and once the Shaman dies, then you just have your guys follow you up if there's a black hole. That's what I would like him to do. The problem right now is that timing that Nemiga is gonna hit, it's not only gonna be the TA and the Kunkka as we thought with their BKBs, it's actually gonna be the Enigma Chosen One. He has a blink, and he's gonna have the BKB fairly soon, but now the fight will break out.
Ooh. Blink reveal there from the Shaman, gets a connection, but everyone from HYDRA was just ready and waiting for it to happen. They get the free grab. They do actually get the X onto the puck, but it's a hard one to actually get the follow-up connection. So just really ends up being the Shaman dead with Snakes committed, which, you know, WoW will now just get farmed up for free. He's trying to deny him as best he possibly can. Getting a few of them.
As soon as you see the Enigma on the bottom lane, you should collapse mid again. It doesn't matter that you don't have arena, you just want to kill. Oh, he died!
Oh my lord, that Mel damage absolutely destroyed Kicked. But again, HYDRA, they just get the counterplay. They take out the TA. Actually, buyback gets forced out from the Phoenix as well, as Vanscore is just going to drop here. I mean, he's trying to run away, but Rebuke into the back. ICQ says, hell no, you are dying. So it's another 2 pickoffs there for HYDRA. I mean, I think the buyback there for the Phoenix was, you know, not really necessary. I think he just got a little bit panicked with it and then just hit it out of, you know, muscle memory or something. But regardless, you know, it's not that impactful.
Really weird idea from Nemiga to start off the fight there. They're very close to their BKBs. Kunkka needs a recipe. The Enigma is pretty much 1500, a bit more than that away from it. The TA needs a bit more time, but either way, you don't have to have all three. And now they've allowed their mid lane tower with that too aggressive of a move to fall. So HYDRA, they've created chaos on the map. Asgold dies on the top lane. That's a bummer. But what HYDRA did manage to do is take the mid lane tower down. Now, once the BKBs come out, there's still gonna be openings on the map, HYDRA, for them to jump a hero and kill it from 100 to 0, which then your BKBs aren't gonna be that important.
Yeah, hey, like I said, that catch onto Asgold, it's all just coming up because of this Shaman Blink Dagger. Do you think it's worth getting a Lincoln Sphere for the puck? You know, actually gives you an opportunity to react to that initiation? Or do you think he just has to rely on his teammates to be there every single time to save him if he does get caught?
I'm not sure. In my mind, when the Shadow Shaman is missing from the map, the puck does not show. That is how it goes. Yeah. And in my mind, he has to get either an Aeon Disc or a BKB on the puck, just because of the Shadow Shaman, and one of the cores, either the puck or the Monkey King, need to deal with the Shadow Shaman at the start of the fight. That is what it has to be like. So I would assume that the puck goes for a BKB at some point, and maybe he's the one that just jumps in like a madman. It's he's pretty solid at starting off the fight, create chaos, maybe even force out some BKBs. Suddenly the Mars has an opening for the arena, and then the Wukong's command finishes them off. But yeah, he's going for an Aeon Disc. Okay, that's probably the easiest choice to make, considering you're playing against a black hole. So the BKB, you're like, maybe not so good, but the Aeon Disc will always give you at least 2 extra seconds of survivability.
Yeah, that is very true. And now we do see HYDRA going for this 4-man smoke move. Going to try and make some more space for the Monkey King to get his next items online. They're moving themselves into the triangle. Vanscore is actually the one that's probably going to get bumped into, but, you know, I think he'd be happy tanking a 4-man smoke gank just for himself. That's the life of POS 5. Always tank those awkward gank there for your cause. So he will just die. I think they were, Nemiga was picking out Rary at the bot lane as well, but not quite going to make the move as HYDRA just charging into their own jungle right now. Kirich, he's going to have to be careful. He has the BKB, but he doesn't even get it off in time. The stuns are just too quick, and he dies immediately. That was extremely quick initiation there from HYDRA to capitalize on that kill. Fantastic stuff.
You can see that Nemiga are playing very greedy. As I said, their heroes are greedy in a sense that they farm a huge chunk of the map. Monreal, he did disassemble his Dragonlance, so the BKB is up. There are 3 BKBs on Nemiga. Okay, Enigma just a little bit shy of it, but still, now is the time to move, especially with the Roche spawning immediately right now. It's good that HYDRA have all of their spells. Luckily for them, they have a Monkey King, so this isn't gonna be too easy for Nemiga. Look at the wards for the side of HYDRA. They have one in the mid lane and one close to the Roche pit, so they are ready. They know which parts of the map they have to play.
Yeah, that is what a vast majority of this game is about. It's all around playing with that vision advantage, which is it's just such an integral part of the game. If you see more, you can make the better plays, and you just know what you're fighting into. It always makes sense to have those high ground wards around where you want to be. And yeah, the snakes are back up here for the shaman, so Nemiga, they could have the potential to go into the Roche pit and get a second one, but HYDRA are just so aware of the time that it could be about they do not want to leave this area without good cause. And we'll see who's going to get caught. Obviously, they did see Kirich farming up in the creep wave. They're actually going to go for a smoke right now as well, with just the 3 of them, leaving the TA and Enigma out of it. Maybe they want to go for some sort of like pincer play right now. These 3 come into the back while the other 2 just charge straight on through the pit. The sentry ward does actually get spotted out immediately, so the information is there from HYDRA that the team was smoked up. No one's going to get caught this time. They're just waiting to see who shows themselves first.
They want to fight around these cliffs with the Undying. The problem is you're fighting into an egg, so it can backfire going into that position. They get the ward down, but there's still some nice vision for HYDRA here.
Look how quick Roche is dying, though. It's just disappearing in seconds. Koval trying to make the space, but yeah, it's just gone. BKB gets committed from Monreal just so he can guarantee the grab. And do they want to keep this fight going? The X-Mark does actually get the land onto the Hoodwink. The Sunray's trying to keep him alive, but those meld strikes just absolutely melt them down. Vanscore, yeah, he's got the shard on him, but obviously he's not going to use that for himself. I think you just give it to the Enigma, right? Like that pull-in is super strong. They've actually given it to the Kunkka instead. I don't know. I think I prefer it on the Enigma, to be honest.
Yeah, me as well. Interesting why they would go for... Maybe they're like, let's pull the Monkey King out of his ulti if he's not thinking. I don't know. I would have preferred even the TA one over the Kunkka. Interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's all about like the Chosen One gets down a black hole and then the Kunkka tidal wave pushes everyone into the black hole. Maybe that's like the big brain play.
Because the shard of the Enigma doesn't do that with a circle around much faster one.
yeah, but it doesn't look as good. Let's be honest. It'll look proper flashy.
Yeah, this is gonna
that's what they're all about.
Look at how awesome we are playing, guys. We're the best team in the world. Sponsor? Just kidding. They already have a sponsor, Nemiga. So sorry, sorry to Nemiga Game.
Oh dear. You know, they just want something for their highlights reel, you know. That's what you want. But still, with this Aegis, they're playing quite aggressively. ICQ is here with a double damage, but obviously some Mars. Double damage doesn't really do too much. The spear actually ends up missing. ICQ, he's just getting slowly ran at right now. Even with the bulwark, it's not really making much difference. The bushwhack misses. Look at what real. He just does not care who could be in the trees. He's just carrying on charging forwards. Arskull poking in himself.
Bottom lane monkey.
And he's been caught right now. He is just a goner for sure. They cut down the trees. They even dropped the black hole. And the TA even manages to escape the top lane. I'm quite surprised that HYDRA didn't get the grab onto TA. Oh, actually, did she?
BKB
I know,
TP.
she just BKB TB. Yeah. Still a bit of time before they get the Droom call to pierce BKB.
That was
a long way off.
Such a cool play from Nemiga, I have to say. Like, TA posturing aggressively until the Monkey King got a little bit to kind of relaxed. I can do whatever I want. Look at how much they're diving, and as soon as the Shadow Shaman catches him, he he BKB TPs on the TA. That was just beautifully done overall by Nemiga, and it does open up the bottom part of the map. But as I said, the ones that need to create chaos are HYDRA, so Nemiga being on the bottom lane really doesn't bother them that much. Other than their monkey dying, they're still okay with how the heroes are positioned on the map right now, because on the bottom lane, that is where HYDRA can catch Nemiga when they're on the retreat.
Pause for some packet loss. In all honesty, I'm kind of surprised that this is the first lag pause that we've seen. When I was casting the D2CL, literally every single game, no matter which team was playing, like no matter what time of the day, someone was always lagging in that region. But you know, the first one out of 4 games now, that's pretty good track record.
Yeah, and it's for Nemiga, so I'm guessing that they're in some kind of a boot camp, maybe a couple of them, given that both of them had it at the same time. But overall, it's most likely gonna get fixed fast enough. Usually a router restart or a Dota restart does take care of it, unless it's a bigger problem, which I hope isn't the case in this particular case, and we're gonna have a fair game. But yeah, as you said, sometimes in Eastern Europe, I don't know why, even the tier 1 teams have trouble with the internet. That's why with us in Serbia, our internet is great. That's why the TI winners came to my country, because yeah, we have the best internet, guys. Just come here, play Dota from here. Everyone is gonna love you, and that's about it. We have a lot of cool.
Is that the best selling point? We've got good internet, guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
No. The best selling point is Spirit came to our country. That is the best selling point.
Even if they haven't heard, like someone hasn't even heard of Dota 2, it's the first thing you tell them. It doesn't matter.
And you know,
get them to go look it up.
You know how hard it is when you're watching TI, the international, and you don't see your own flag there, and then suddenly the TI winners have your flag next to them. That is actually quite cool. You know, it makes you feel proud.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I'm probably never going to know what that feels like, being from the UK. We don't really have many pro Dota teams. Into the Breach is the best one we got. Which they're not too bad, to be fair, but yeah, they still, you know, they still got a bit of improvement to go.
Stop right there. Stop right there. It's enough.
Oh dear. UK Dota, boys. UK Dota. The best. Can't argue. Oh dear. All right. Well, still just about a 3k gold advantage here for Nemiga. A minute and 20 seconds left off this Aegis, so yeah, it doesn't look like they're too interested at trying to force the issue right now. Just using this little extra life for the TA to, you know, have some space, get some more farm on the go. Going in for a Chrysalis next. But meanwhile, might just get an entire fight right now. Oh, the spear and the boundless strike both missed there. Monreal just sidesteps it. They do get the pushback, locking him in though. The egg is going to be there, trying to burn away. They're focused onto it. Out comes the arena, but the BKBs just says, no, we are not going to get stopped. That egg dies. The arena only trapping in fan score, really. Now ICQ's in some danger, going to get himself caught in the corner. He does pop his BKB, but it might just be to delay the inevitable. I say that. And he does get a good spear to try and disengage. Oh, the Shadow Shaman jumps up to try and get the grab on towards the monkey. Edge gets hit from the boundless. Out comes the shackle, but Arsgold, he is doing so much work right now for HYDRA. He takes out 3. The shaman dies, and the Enigma, the final one to fall. What a fantastic fight coming out there from HYDRA. They take out everybody, and all they lose for it is their Phoenix.
And they should hug Kowal here from the side of HYDRA. This guy is a hero spammer, and Hoodwink, this is a specialist type of hero. So it comes down to how well you're gonna use your spells in fights, how well you're gonna move with this hero and hide and not be caught, and you just need to spam this hero so much. He is level 30 on a hero that arguably came out to very recently, so you can just imagine how much patience this guy has to constantly just click on the same hero and play it every single time. That's dedication. He does that with the Wisp, he does that with the Hoodwink, and you can't ban everything from him. He's the single most important reason they completely crushed that fight. That chase from Nemiga could have ended up well, because the black hole was just coming off cooldown. It needed like 15 more seconds, but Kowal just turns it around with a beautiful bushwhack, and he just seals the deal. I think Nemiga should have been pretty content with defending that tower. Should have just stayed away. They were running into enemy vision, attacking the fattest hero on HYDRA, and just constantly giving a chance for HYDRA to respond. In that regard, it was actually Kowal who did, and then the damage, it was just easy for the other ones to dish it out. So I'm liking what HYDRA did, though. Nemiga, they understand how they need to fight. Kill the egg, and Kowal continuing to be a nuisance here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the egg was more bait, just distracting everybody. One thing I will say, did you know that Arteezy's in this game?
How is he in this game?
Look at the high ground by the bottom rune. That's Arteezy.
Oh, there he is.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he might have changed his looks a little bit, but that's 100% him, I can guarantee you. Nemo, Kirich does get caught there from the Dream Core, but the BKB puts a stop to that immediately. Is now down to a 6-second charge, though, mind you. Askell still feeling like he can get aggressive. Obviously, his Aeon Disc is still off cooldown, so he can't just get brought down from like a Shackles or anything. Even does dodge the boat, so he keeps it off of cooldown for as long as possible.
Still has the Aeon Disc, yep. They're still chasing
and
him.
Vanscourt, yeah, this Undying, he just feels so brave right now. The Bushwhack's there with the Sharpshooter, but he's a tanky man. Not quite going to get brought down from that. Kirich, though, he's got to be careful. His BKB's on cooldown still. And yeah, HYDRA, finally they're going to say, now, we'll stop. We won't push for any more. I say that, and they go for a 5-man smoke right now. Obviously, there is high ground vision here from Nemiga, so it's always going to be a pretty difficult fight for them. Depends how these smokes actually end up breaking. Now, ICQ leading the charge, does get the jump immediately onto the Shaman, pushes him down to the low ground. Does get the Hex Shackle there onto the puck.
Enigma
but, he still
Rashes?
does. Ooh, that's a big kill to find. Koval taking the last hit. And now 2 people dead. They do both have buyback, mind you, but still, it'd be rough to force to use that. Probably just be some tier 2 pressure coming out. Seems like it is actually a catapult wave here from HYDRA. And there's not actually a glyph from Nemiga either to just immediately put a stop to this push. So this will probably be a tier 2 for sure. Oh, is there the potential grab here onto Monreal right now? They're going on in. The Bushwhack once again missing, but it doesn't matter. ICQ's there with the arena. The TA has to pop the BKB to run on out. But again, it's another BKB forced. More space for HYDRA to play around. This tier 2 will fall.
HYDRA are playing so good, man. They are just running towards the enemies left and right. They're not giving them a chance to think about how they want to approach the fight, because that is something that Nemiga need right now. They've lost that fight on the bottom lane. Sure, that is fine, but you could still come back in this game, but not if HYDRA continues to create chaos on the map. The ones that are better at picking heroes off are definitely HYDRA, especially when one of the heroes of Nemiga are gone. They just cannot fight, whereas HYDRA, even if they lose one, they can still go for pickoffs around the map, but still pushing into a Kunkka, not gonna be happening. So he creates a wave and just pushes everyone outside of his base. Just you could say washes off his front porch there.
Yeah. Oh, he even drops the little banner for good measure with a wave saying, all right, toodaloo, bye-bye now. But Roshan has actually now respawned, number 3, with a refresher shard. Okay, so there's 3 heroes on the side of HYDRA which love this. Would you have double arena? Would you have double egg? Or would you have double dream coil?
I'd have double egg.
Double egg?
Yeah.
I mean, it would refresh Arscold's Aeon Disc, though, which could be pretty clutch in certain situations.
That could be cool. That could be cool. But definitely, you know, if the first egg pops inside of the arena, you've probably already won a fight. So you... Actually, I'm not sure. I would give it to the puck, as you said, because of the Aeon Disc, but definitely not because of the Dream Coil. So it's either the Mars or the Phoenix in terms of ultis, since that was your question. And you know, Phoenix is going for a refresher of his own, so it's not that big of a deal for him not to have it. I'm looking though towards this refresher of the Enigma. He has the gold if he wants to buy it. The problem right now is that the Roche is up. Third Roche, very important. If HYDRA get it, they're most likely gonna be taking this game, because the way that you deal with the black hole, you have the Aegis, you don't care, the black hole gets used and suddenly you're gonna be ahead. So you want to have the buyback for this Roche, and how are the buybacks looking? TA very close. Enigma, though, he buys the refresher, so they're going all in. If this is the case, I would actually like the TA to buy out. He just doesn't have any money for a significant item right now.
Yeah, still, what, like 1,500 gold away from completing Silver Edge, so not going to be able to farm that in time before this Roshan fight happens. We don't get a reason for this pause, but I assume the lag is back again. Yeah, more packet loss. Always good.
This is a good
yeah,
time for a pause, because we can analyze what's gonna happen. And okay, no, we cannot.
no time. Chosen One doesn't give us the opportunity. I think you saying, like, we were discussing whether this refresher shard's going into the hands of HYDRA. It could very well be picked up from Nemiga, in which case triple black hole. I mean, I don't think the Chosen One has the mana pool to sustain that, but it could be kind of cool.
You know, refresher shard from the Roche is it doesn't cost mana, so I think you would have it, right? Nah, he has the arcane boots. If he uses it perfectly, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And
I suppose he would technically have triple arcane boots, wouldn't he?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So super mana. All right, but they are going for a smoke right now. HYDRA, though, they've actually just chosen now to disperse. I guess it was actually just to find a DD bot, which they put into the hands of ICQ. I guess they didn't want to wait for the Monkey King to come over and grab it himself. I mean, the rebuke with DD is super strong.
Try. They're going in.
Yeah, they're poking and prodding. Again, like, it's Roshan dies super quickly, so HYDRA, if they want to try and engage this, they've got to come in quick. It's just dying so fast. Look at it. Actually disgusting. The ICQ, though, is in, but still the TA manages to find the Aegis. In comes the rest of HYDRA, try and turn this fight around. The Aegis off to the side, but the TA is just going to be able to disengage. But there is actually going to be the arena that gets popped. Immediately, they do get the lockdown. Can the TA disengage with their life? The pushback actually off the mark. And TA might just tick down. They do. The dot is too much there, but the first life has been expended. Black hole gets huge for the Hoodwink as well as the Mars. It's going to be able to find 2 kills, but no ICQ with the cheese and the refresher shard. Gets the second Mars arena off there. The Chosen One going to use his own refresher orb. The combat fire with fires might be able to get the kill onto ICQ, which it will. The Chosen One is eventually going to burn down right now, but the bushwhack lands onto 2. Fantastic place there for Kofall into the 2-man boundless strike, and these guys from Nemiga are just gone. 5 people dead, 6 people if you count the Aegis, and all they lost for it was a Hoodwink and a Mars.
Okay, so the double off lane of HYDRA just won them the game there. The Mars went in, he got the Roche kill, he didn't get the Aegis, but he grabbed both the cheese and the refresher, and those are the things that won them the game. He would have died after the first black hole. Suddenly Rari would have been the target, or Asgold would have been the target. They would have died. Bam, HYDRA loses the game. But no, he steals the cheese, he steals the refresher, he keeps them in place, he survives on pretty much 100 HP, and now there's nothing that Nemiga can do about it. Even if all of their heroes come back, they have no spells, and HYDRA, they can fight even without their spells. Mars, of course, is a big chunk of their damage, a big chunk of their initiation, but still, it is a big deal. The way, at some point, you're gonna have to win a team fight against Nemiga, and HYDRA just did. If they claim this Rax, it's just gonna be amazing, and again, the TA lineups, they revolve around Roche. You don't get the Roche, you're not having a good time, and despite the 16k gold lead, if Nemiga would stay with that Aegis, it'd still be somewhat okay. It is not a good position to be losing this much in terms of net worth, but you would still have that that advantage in the Aegis. Right now, the TA without the Aegis is just a sitting duck.
Yeah, always going to get picked off to all that control. Going to be very, very difficult. But one thing we will point out, the fact that HYDRA's building damage is pretty damn terrible. Like, no one really hits buildings too well on their squad, which is why that set of barracks is actually still alive. And yeah, Nemiga not going to get punished too badly for that loss. I mean, if the cheese and refresher shard was actually maintained from HYDRA, it would have felt super, super bad. But, you know, there's the silver lining with the fact they were actually still expended.
And HYDRA know just how powerful they are. They don't want to stop ever, because there's no double black hole right now. It's not too long until the enemies will have it, so you just want to play fast. HYDRA has been doing this quite nicely for the entirety of the game.
Smoke breaks, Fanscore's there. We tries to get the tree cut, but it just wasn't quite fast enough. And he does still end up dying. Feeds away a tombstone as well. It's a shame I don't have like the pop-ups, which shows you like how much gold was farmed from tombstones and Eidolon kills and stuff, as well as serpent wards. Man, there's a lot of money to farm there. Would be handy information, but don't have that means, which is sad.
Did you see Rari and his boundless strike?
A clutch play that was. That was professional stuff.
Yeah, definitely. He destroyed that ground. I think that was like, you know, when monkeys, when they start bashing their chest, well, that's his way of bashing his chest. He just slams the ground with the boundless strike, and Nemiga, they're gonna get the memo. So now with the top tower gone, you have nowhere to rally for Nemiga. That is very important when you have a teamfight lineup like this, because HYDRA, if they're going high ground, they can position themselves nicely inside of the Wukong's command, and they can get their access. Oh, TA?
That spear actually connected, even though the X-Mark pulled him back in, but still the BK's be there, avoid the majority of the stun, but the egg off the side, it is going to pop. TA has to get himself out there before it explodes, but he still gets hit by the stun. Gone for 90 seconds, no chance of a buyback. The Shaman already expending theirs. They do get an X arc onto the Mars, sorry, but you just can't kill this man. He's so tanky right now. Especially seeing as how their main source of DPS of the TA is now dead again. And I think this is... well, this should just be a set of barracks, maybe two, unless Nemiga just have a fantastic high ground defense right now. Obviously, the double black hole is there. The ghost ship's up in 20 seconds. So, you know, if the stars align and they land like a 4-man black hole or something, they could defend about this TA.
You don't have to go though. If you continue increasing the gold lead, at some point Nemiga won't be able to kill you, even if they get all of their spells out perfectly. In my mind, Chosen One should be going for an Aghanim Scepter right now. His team is lacking damage, and he should be relying only on himself to deal that one. So with a double black hole, with the 5% max health per second, you can actually get a kill on some of these heroes. I think it is needed because Nemiga are starting to lack in damage, and they're not getting any item progression. So that's why HYDRA are not in a hurry to end this one, because they know once the Roche spawns, Nemiga will have to get out of their base, and without any towers in the on the outskirts of their base, they're just gonna be sitting ducks wherever they go.
Yeah. I mean, they are just in such a commanding position right now. 26,000 gold advantage here. All three main cores at the top of the net worth. Leaps and bounds ahead of that of Nemiga right now. And Rary, I think he's now got completed Mjolnir now coming out on the curry as well. And then I assume the Abyssal Blade would be his next item of choice. Unless he wants to start doing some other crazy shenanigans.
Abyssal on who? On
the Monkey King, I assume that would be his next item.
Oh, he didn't buy it. Oh, he bought a Scotty. Okay. I actually, he had it in quick buy and he had the gold, so I assumed he just went and bought it, but probably gonna do it right now. Yep, he is not gonna be changing any of his items. I think the Abyssal is most likely gonna be the choice.
Yeah, definitely help out. A lot of control. That TA can't just like pop BKB and run away from egg or anything this time. Just gets permanently locked in. It's gonna be extremely difficult to play versus. So do you think HYDRA they're just going to wait for Roshan number 4 and then go? Or is there a key item that they want to pick up? I mean, ICQ, he's got a Scythe queued up next, but he's still a fair chunk of gold away before he can actually complete that.
I think they're waiting for an opening.
Pack.
They're waiting for an opening right now. They know that Nemiga have to leave their base, or if they step out a little bit too far, then this decoy or a bushwhack or maybe some spear will catch them. But look at the scan. They know where their enemies are, and now HYDRA will come here to fight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bold attempt here from Nemiga to try and find something pushing out with this smoke, and yeah, it just sort of feels like they need to find anything they can. Oh, the jump forward is there from Arscor, breaks the smoke onto Vanscore, poking a product. This Undying is just getting so low. Actually having to pop the Flesh Golem, but in comes ICQ, finishes the kill. The Chosen One's there. He wanted to get the black hole off, but it's not quite going to get the connection. Instead, he's going to drop it there for the solo Mars, but there's no sort of extra follow-up damage. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is just getting ran at. Dreamcall onto 2 with the Phoenix Egg. It's taking a lot of damage. In comes the Bushwhack, but it doesn't matter. They're all BKB'd. It avoids it. The egg is dead, and now Arscor is going to carry on pushing for more. Kirich is trying to go for the TP out. Is there a bash? There is not. The Kunkka able to evade. Rary will just casually find Vanscore in the trees, and Monreal gets a couple more pokes before he has to blink dagger back. But regardless, it's still 3 people dead, and it's not even over. ICQ's in there, but nice use of the black hole there from Chosen One, making some space, but the Bushwhack yet again, it stops the majority of the damage. The Mars will still die. TA buying back. Chosen One gonna have to expend his own momentarily right now. And there, this is, yeah, a set of barracks for sure. Probably 2. Monreal actually poking there on towards the Hoodwink right now. Buyback force from the Enigma. And they're just going to keep going.
I think this is gonna be GG because they're gonna force Nemiga into a mistake. Look at Chosen One, he already made it. He already made that mistake and he's dead.
He's caught just the pokes, and then they don't have to overcommit for it. Okay, they drop the Dream Cool. Meanwhile, Maril doing serious damage there to Rary, but can't quite find the kill. But regardless, it's a 1 versus 4. They get the grab there onto him, but the BKB is going to be there for the TA to disengage. The Monkey King nowhere nearby to get those bashes. So at least the TA will escape, and HYDRA actually just going to go for the barracks right now. They don't want to get too greedy and start hitting tier 4s. But like we were saying earlier, their building damage is just terrible right now. It takes so long to kill these things. Kirit's just going to drop the casual torrent and boat to hold the ball back. Nice use of the bushback yet again. It finds the engagement. ICQ with the follow-up of the spear. What an easy kill. The shackles are going to hold ICQ back, but it doesn't matter. The rest of HYDRA are just doing so much work right now. Down goes the Shaman. Manreal having to just run away as best as he can, but he just can't stand his ground and fight. It's just too much work, too much control. The TA is gone. Fans score the only one, and that just has to be GG. There's nothing they can do. Oh, and okay, that's one way to call GG. Just leave the game. That works. So that is HYDRA taking game number 1 here in this best of 3.
Man, that game, I think the main thing in that game was the Sport TA just constantly hitting the Mars. I think he hit him like a billion times in this game, and he did almost no damage. Imagine if you're an assassin and someone brings you a poster and like, this is the guy that you need to kill, and it's the Mars. I think you just find another professional. You're like, I'm out, not gonna be doing this. But the TA, Monreal, he gave it his best, but this Mars, he just reduced so much damage coming out. Those side blades did absolutely nothing to ICQ, and in my mind, he was the great defender of his team. Though I have to say, I expected this to be a much more interesting series, much better plays, and that was the case. These two teams delivered. They're definitely on a level higher than the previous ones that we have seen. Didn't have the best of luck in who they drew as their opponents, but still, they're giving us a nice game. HYDRA, I like how they created chaos around the map, but Nemiga, they were a bit too greedy when they didn't have to be. As soon as they got their BKBs, I thought they could fight, and HYDRA, they used that, I'd say, yeah, greediness from Nemiga to just run around the map. Then when the BKBs were lower, it was much, much easier for HYDRA to find openings around the map.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, they just seem to be playing a little bit more cohesive as a team. Like, their synergy was working really well. They weren't like overlayering spells. Not saying that Nemiga was doing that themselves, but yeah, it just felt like the superior bit of team fight they were able to bring in just really allowed them to control those fights, and yeah, just ended up running away with that game. Really, really fantastic stuff, and that is what we absolutely love to see here. And yeah, like you were saying, that game definitely a bit more higher skill than the previous one we watched, which always is nice. Having those big entertaining games is fantastic for us and fantastic for you guys at home who are watching in. But yeah, game number 2, guys, will be starting up in about 10 minutes time or so. So do not go anywhere. More Dota Magic to come. And yeah, I'll hope to see you all there. So see you in a bit.